Do you know what Monster High is? Me fucking neither, but apparently it's popular enough to get 2 games on the Wii U. In order to quench the thirst of the one person that asked me to review this, I'm going to review them both, starting with 13 Wishes. Oh, fuck. Unlike most licensed games on the Wii U, this is not made by Taurus Games, but instead Machine Game Studios, and they made some Barbie games in the past, and we all know I love Barbie games, so I gotta check those out sometime. But for now, let's check out 13 Wishes and see what they did with it. Oh yeah, and they fucked up the back cover of this game. Good job. Some shitty low-resolution movie footage is played while some ghoul is telling the story of the game. It's some stupid, complicated story about genies and 13 wishes or whatever. The Shadow Genie has powers and is trying to take over Monster High, and we have to stop it because we're good ghouls. We start off with a character named Frankie Stein, and can you guess which monster she's based on? Time's up, it's Frankenstein, idiot! It's up to Frankie to get these mirror shards needed to defeat the Shadow Genie, and along the way, get some teammates to help her in this task. Look at the character motivations and the development the writing brings. It's perfect. How can the gameplay possibly match this elaborate story? The game starts you in the high school named Monster High because they're monsters and they go to high school. It's fucking genius. The school acts as a hub world for the levels you go into, and since there's 13 mirror shards, I bet you can guess how many levels there are. Yeah, 10, you're correct. Unlike most hub worlds though, this one's a lifeless husk that only acts as a method to waste your fucking time. In fact, there's only one thing you could do in this hub world besides go to levels. You can talk to other monsters, except they don't say anything to you unless you're the right ghoul, and there's no way to even change your character in the hub world, so you'll get this every time you talk to someone. Oh, and if you haven't noticed yet, they call girls in this universe ghouls, and that makes me want to die! After 40 hours of searching for a goddamn level, I ended up outside in this long-ass swimming pool followed by a large tower, and apparently Frankie can't swim, so we have to walk 400 years to get on top and finally see a level. Oasis is the name of the first level, and fuck, this sucks. Look at this shit. Everything's so far apart from each other. It's just bullshit. This is just more padding the game throws at you, and we barely even started the motherfucker yet. This acts as a tutorial level, and the genie shows you what to do each 5,000 fucking yards you walk. Though she barely says anything of good use, like how to play the game. I walked off the path to go to the structure, only to find I couldn't do anything because I'm not the right ghoul. I don't even have these characters unlocked. Do you really think I'm gonna replay this level game? Well, I'm not. Luckily though, the controls feel fine. You jump, you move, you tiptoe, all these options. I know, it's fucking crazy. And then there's the attack, which is the worst thing ever for all the characters. Frankie's attack has the worst range and has way too much lag at the end of it, so if you miss an enemy, as you likely will, it most definitely will hurt you. Not like that matters though, because you always start the level with 3 hearts and a free 3 hearts with this orb shit, but I'll get back to that later. And guess what? All the other characters you unlock also have this style of shitty attack, except for these two, which have ranged attacks that are less shitty because it's easier to hit enemies from a long distance. Though you still get a fuck ton of lag, so you're an open target. And due to that fact, I always chose these two for levels when I could. But check out the names of these characters. They just fucking irritate me. Claudine, Draculora, Laguna, Blue, Abby, Abominable. That one barely works. They all play the same outside of the one thing that they have different. Their freaky flaw. This is used to get these tokens that have each character's outline on it. This is one of the collectibles for each level, and there's one of these tokens per level per character. Frankie's freaky flaw is breaking her fucking hand off and squeezing it into tight places. Then we got Claudine's flaw, which is sniffing the air and finding platforms. Okay. And Abby Abominable makes ice bridges, bitch. I mean, look, this bitch got gills. She swims, son. That's what's to expect. The other collectibles you can collect in the stage include coins that do absolutely fuck all, and the Monster High tokens that you collect to add more characters to the hub world. And I collected a lot of these stupid things, and honestly, I don't see a change in the amount of NPCs here, so I call bullshit. Other than that, you collect these orbs I mentioned before that give you full health when you lose all your hearts. And this is the only way to get back health. So if you have no orbs and half a heart, bye fucker, you're starting the game over. But that never happened to me because this game puts like 2 enemies in each of these giant levels. The only other hazard you have to worry about is falling off ledges because, of course, there's fall damage. And this is a 3D platformer, so I would think that fall damage damage wouldn't happen, but you know what? Whatever. And there's really only 3 types of enemies. These stupid gargoyle looking things that sometimes breathe fire, but sometimes don't. They take 1 hit to kill and only do half-hearted damage to you, so they're just cannon fodder. Then there's these ghosts that are annoying as fuck, because if you miss, it's guaranteed they'll hit you, and it's usually like 40 of them in one area. And lastly, there's these beetles, which actually do nothing to the character. I stood there while it just creeped at me and didn't hurt me at all. You just have to jump on them to kill them. It's easy. All in all, these enemies do nothing to you, and they're pretty much worthless. Each level has multiple objectives needed to 100% it. One of them is the character tokens that I've mentioned before, but you can only do 3 characters per level, so the most I get done is 3. And there's no way I'm going back to replay these levels. Then there's shit like beat the stage within the set amount of time, but if you go after the character tokens, there's no way you're doing it within the time limit, so that's another replay that you have to do. Then there's beat all the enemies and collect all the coins, but no thanks. If these levels were designed better, maybe I'd replay, but most of them make me want to rip out my eyes. Even though these levels are broken up into 3 different portals on the hub world, all of which are way too hard to find since there's no sense of direction or map, they all have the same goddamn aesthetic. Aesthetic. Yeah. They're all based on ancient Egypt or Arabia or whatever. They could have done so much more with each level or even sets of levels, but no, they're too stubborn. Let's just keep them all the same. Reuse them assets, bada bing, bada boom, you got an easy game development. Bam. Like maybe an Atlantis type level for Laguna or a snow level from the fucking Abby Abominable, that's her name? I guess maybe it's because the story has to do with genies, but I just feel like it's lazy level design. Hey, do you like magic carpet rides? Oh, fuck, you do? Well, this one's clown shoes, bro. You barely have time to react or move your slow ass to avoid things, and it goes on for way too long. But luckily I'm stocked up on these dumb orbs, so I can't die. But I do want to. You know what's really fucked though? These ledge grab mechanics. It barely functions the way it should, and jumping up and down between a ledge is just broken. Same shit with the forced wall jump sections it throws at you. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There's only 3 bosses, 1 for each set of levels. They suck, and I know you're shocked. The first one is a giant beetle that flies around, and you gotta use Cleo Denial to go from platform to platform. Yeah, that's her fucking freaky flaw. The only problem is avoiding his stupid attack. You can't control the camera in this section, and the animation for when he does attack is hidden from your view. This leads to cheap deaths, and that's not even the worst of it. Even if you saw his animation, it takes far too long to teleport with Cleo, so you get attacked no matter what. I don't even know how he's hurting me here. He's not even touching me. If you did get a teleport in before he attacks, you get lag, and you barely get to hit the thing before it flies back up, and you have to do it all over. And then when I finally killed it, the cutscene played, and when they put me back to collect the mirror shards, it wouldn't let me move. So I had to do it all over again. So I'm playing this right now. It won't even fucking move, bro. Fuck you. I'm surprised I didn't stop playing here, but for whatever reason, I'm completely tempted to beat this game. Why do I do this to myself? The second boss is a giant version of the gargoyle enemies you fought up to this point. This one is just stupid easy. Avoid the ghosts he throws at you, avoid his shockwave attack that doesn't even appear to do any damage, find the statue without a shadow, and then throw a magic ball at it. Rinse and repeat, and you kill the fucking gargoyle, bro. The last stage leading up to the final boss is a maze, and yeah, it's as annoying as you think. The walkways are way too large and the walls are ridiculously tall. It takes a million years to get to a destination, and you can actually get lost in here. But I guess that's what a maze is, so fuck me, right? Once we beat that stage, we can finally fuck up the Shadow Genie, which is actually just standing still and reflecting her shots back at her. You don't even have to move. This game made the bosses easier as you get further through the game, you know, the opposite of how game design works. Anyways, after you beat her in the easiest bullshit battle ever, she breaks the mirror we worked so hard to collect. We have to immediately collect all of them again, but they're in the same room as us, so good luck's not making it too hard for us. She turns hella big and starts wrecking shit, so now we gotta go on these pedestals and place the mirror shards on them to drain her energy. Oh no, there's so many enemies, we're fucked! Nah, just kidding, this game's easy as fuck. All you gotta do is avoid them, place the mirrors, and bam, we destroyed the Shadow Genie. Afterwards, we get a cutscene that barely has anything to do with what we just did, including ghouls I've never fucking seen standing with Frankie. Then they just let the Shadow Genie be a regular genie because she's misunderstood or some shit. Basically, I just wasted my fucking time. I wrote 4 pages for this stupid game, and that's longest than I've ever written for a single game before. A wise man once told me that that's probably longer than the design document for this game, and you know what? I agree. This game is freaky flawed, and somehow I was motivated to beat it, and I did. As much as I complain about it, there is some charm here. Like, the music's actually pretty decent, and there's some voice acting, and that takes commitment, and there's a lot of replay value, even though I don't want to do that, and so... Monster High New Ghoul in School promises to create your own unique character and join clubs and make friends, and fuck this.
We are monsters, we are proud. We are monsters, say it loud.
God damn it, what the fuck is this? Hey, you want to make a ghoul? Let's do it! Look at all these fucking options! 3 outfits, skin colors, hey, 17 air options, that's pretty good! And look at all these races you could be. Gargoyle, vampire, zombie, ghost, furry, the list is endless. Of course I choose dragon because no one's gonna fuck with the new ghoul who's a dragon. I tried to name her Fuck You, but that doesn't work, so I named her Jamsiette. I can finally explore the halls of Monster High, my one true dream. 2 seconds of walking and we're into a cutscene with our ghoul Frankie who says, "Welcome, dipshit." She tells us to go to the principal's office, but no thanks, I don't follow the rules. Let's talk to our fellow teenage monsters instead, and wow, I didn't think the names of the characters could get any worse than Abominable. Nathan Rot, Manny Tor, Invisibility, Rebecca Stream. Wait, Rebecca Stream. All you do in this game is go from person to person talking to them. Frankie tells you to go see the principal, who tells you to see Spectre Vondergeist, who tells you to join the student council and the fear leaders. The problem with this shit is that you don't have a choice on where you go next. The game decides for you. There's no option to join the comic book club. You have to, or the game won't advance. Oh, and you want to join the Enviro Club? Well, find some plant food for us and then you can join. It's the only way. In order to even find the things people ask you for, you have to press a button to show you an arrow to where they are, and only then do they appear. Why add the extra step? You could go looking around for these stupid coins which do nothing but unlock clothes you can wear. Now I know where all the clothing options went. And there's also flags you can collect and the glowy spiders, but they do shit other than giving you something to collect. Oh, and forgive me, I almost forgot about the locker combinations that you could find that only give you these stupid spiders and flags anyway. And when the game says go to class, do you expect maybe a mini game or a quiz? Well, guess what? You get nothing. Just a clock ticking followed by a loading screen. Then you do more things the game tells you after, and you get to go home to your dread room to change clothes or go right back to school for a new day of being told what to do. Good luck not getting lost too. This game is ridiculously confusing. Everything looks the exact same, and the only indicators of where to go are this stupid floor arrow and some signs above the door, which make no fucking sense. It's clear they tried to make an explorable adventure style game, but they took all the fun of those games right out of it. No choice in what to do, no fun collectibles that mean something, the music is dreadful, these long talking sections with nothing but in-game sound drag on and are in half the game. It's all just horrible. Monster horrible. I wish I had more to say about Monster High New Ghoul in School, but I don't because it's terrible and bad and I don't want to play it anymore. And I'm sure that they might be... Unlike most licensed games on the Wii U, though, this is made by... I don't even like this.
Why?
I don't know. Monster High 13 Wishes is a very... Are you going already?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't because it's terrible and bad and I don't want to play it anymore. That's why I'm ending it. A replay value even though I don't want to do that. And so... Perfect.